Hey everyone, what a week it's been. So today I'm going to start by covering off last week, what happened, what sold, what didn't sell, highs, lows, and the bits in between. So we are about week 3 now of Cataclysm. The raids have been open a week and the population is still looking pretty healthy for the time being, with around 200,000 characters raiding. I have to say I'm noticing a little bit of a drop off, slightly less lag in the evenings on the auction house, and I think I listed like 100 volatile air the other day, and they expired. They didn't sell. That was the first time that I've had any volatile not sell. But overall, though, I think it seems like it's been doing pretty well. Now, to start, then we'll just go over what I've been selling. So I've actually got a few surprises, if I'm honest. So let's start with glyphs. These guys are actually going to get their own video. I know that much for sure. If you do Darkmoon cards, you'll be familiar with trading your common ink in for green ink to make cards. But actually, I found that I'm getting more value using my common ink just for glyphs. I just trade into whichever ink I need. The prices move and change over here in the glyph world, but at a cost of under 3 gold per herb, I was crafting glyphs at around 12 gold per unit. I set my minimum price to 24 gold, and away we go. I've sold over 400 this week, and I've made around 17,000 gold. All I do is a quick post scan every now and then. Not too often, just probably 2 to 3 times per day. I don't cancel scan because the auction house throttle just really gets you with glyphs. All I'm doing is post scanning. Unfortunately, as I think I've mentioned before, glyphs is an area with quite a few bots. Anything involving milling in general it seems to be. In fact, I think one great way to combat bots would be to make milling queuable. So that way you don't need to just sit there scrolling your mouse wheel. That would allow real players to compete with bots on a level playing field. Same could be said for prospecting, and I guess disenchanting, but in my experience, enchanting doesn't seem to have the same level of bots involved. So glyphs were my first great seller. Next then, let's take a look at the blue BOE crafted items. Actually not so good over here from these. People are still leveling professions by the looks of it, and they're posting them on the auction house at below cost. On occasion I've just sold, but I'm mostly holding out for better prices, and I've occasionally just been buying them when I see them really cheap. Checking out the epics for a moment, you can see I've had a decent amount of Darkmoon trinket sales. It's not actually included in my ledger for some reason, but I also sold 14 tsunami trinkets for 20,000 each, and 11 earthquake trinkets for 2,000 each to a reseller. Selling to resellers is often a really great way to free up your time. In this case, the tsunami trinkets actually went up to 30k on my realm about 5 days after I sold them, which is all good and well, but they were only at that price for 48 hours before Blizzard announced the Darkmoon Faire coming back. So it's reasonable that the guy had a big profit after he took on the big risk. In my case, I was selling decks on the auction house when I had a whisper from a player that I'd also seen selling, asking to buy one trinket at a discount. Because I knew I'd seen him selling himself and I wasn't hostile to the idea of resellers, I was able to open a conversation up with him and get rid of a bulk load at once. While we're here looking at the epic sales, I should also point out I sold some of my leftover greatness trinkets at a really good price this week, and also some haste gems. Now, I don't know who or why, but someone, somewhere, needs level 80 haste gems. I know that much. This then takes me on to looking at next week. Well. The Darkmoon Faire is back in town. I decided to buy into Darkmoon trinkets this week, and I was actually in the process of buying and crafting cards when the news broke that the fair would be fortnightly. It really wasn't the best timing. I had 6 volcanic trinkets left. Thankfully, as you can see from the ledger, they are still selling today. They're not at the 55,000 I had in mind last night though. So my position for next week then, I bought 41 hurricane decks at 550 gold per unit. So I'm going to have to turn those in and see what I can get for them. You can also see here I've got some pretty deep decks, but I'm missing some cards. Unfortunately, I was mid my crafting when the prices all went up so dramatically last night, so I'm a little bit hesitant to buy them. I might just try trading them instead. Otherwise, this week, I also bought 12 months of game time tokens for free accounts. I'm not sure if the token price is going to go up or down from this point, but for me, I think 10,000 gold is pretty reasonable. So even if it drops like by 50%, I'm not going to resent my choice there. I think that's a pretty strong value. So I'm really looking forward to Sod Phase 4 starting soon. I wanted to make sure my gold was put to good use. I've still got over 1 million gold liquid after a really strong start to this phase, so I'm probably going to try and look for a few more bits to invest in. But anyway, that is my week. I'm going to be mostly trinket selling, but hopefully with a bit of transmog mixed in. So let me know in the comments how your sales have been going. I would really love to hear how you're doing. Also, please do take a moment to like and subscribe. It's really helpful and I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye!